my fellow Hime. Thank you for being here today. I hope you're having a lovely Friday. It's not Friday right now, but it'll be Friday when this video is uploaded. If you like planty content, sometimes lifestyle, fashion, games, things like that, go ahead and like, comment, and consider subscribing. It would help me out so much. Today, I am talking about plants that are dying in my care. Boo-hoo-hoo. Most of these plants came in looking very healthy, very beautiful, but once they came into my home, it just did not acclimate well to my environment, my home, but I'm trying my best to revive them. So without further ado, let's get started. And plants die sometimes. It's just the reality of plant journeys and acquiring plants, bringing them into your collection. Things are bound to go south sometimes. It happens. Do your research. Try to treat your plants as best you can. Give them some TLC, just like how you would give yourself some tender, loving care. First up, we have this Peperomia Owl Eye. It says Peperomia Owl Eye here, but as you can see, it's just stumps now. So it really was not doing well. The leaves were faded out. They were flimsy, even though I was watering them enough, I think. At some point, I was probably underwatering it, but I picked back up on the schedule of watering this, but it was just not happy. So I just literally chopped it all up. I chopped up the leaves, chopped up some of the stems to see if it would propagate. So they're all in a prop box now. Don't worry, it's not dead. I'll show some footage of it. The ones that I have propagated, I feel like are doing better than this was. This was the mother plant, and I have so many now. There are so many babies of this mother plant. But I'm not sure if this one's going to survive, because if you can see, the top is like black. There's still some green on there, but I'm not sure if it's gonna make it, to be honest, but that's okay because I made so many propagations out of this one. I was just so drawn to its large heart-shaped leaves. Some of them can grow bigger than my hand, which is really amazing. And the leaves are glossy and beautiful, especially when there are no blemishes on it. But it's so easy to get blemishes on Peperomia. I'm realizing that now as a more mature plant parent, but it's kind of unavoidable. Plants will have their flaws, but it's okay. It's all part of the journey, right? So next up, we have Hoya Polynora. I actually have two mother plants of this. The second mother plant isn't doing well. It has like black spots on it. I'm not sure why. I'll try to insert some footage, but it may be from when I sprayed neem oil on it and it was out in the sun, so it got burned. That was bad of me to do that, to be honest. I should know by now that neem oil can burn the leaves of your plants, so it should be used away from the sun if you're going to spray your plants. So you need to remove them from the area where they get sunlight, move them somewhere shadier, and then spray them down. I think that's a good idea just to avoid damage to the leaves when you're cleaning them or when you're treating them, things like that. Sometimes even when you're watering them, you should take them away from their spot, so that way you can also clean their leaves. But I know we don't all have time to do that, so it's okay to just water your plant where it is. Just make sure to clean the cashpo if there's excess water coming out of the bottom, because you don't want that root rot. No, you don't. But yeah, these were in an outdoor prop box, which was a bad idea. I got a lot of direct afternoon sunlight, and that's why you can see the leaves look so dehydrated. Yeah, they look so dehydrated and bleached out. Usually Hoya Polynora have dark green leaves, but these ones right now are light green. So not looking too hot, and they look flimsy too. They look so paper thin, like thinner than paper. It's like tissue paper thin. Same with this one, unfortunately. The veining on it is still beautiful. These are cuttings from the second mother plant that I have, and I hope they still survive. I'll put them in a prop box that's indoors. I moved all my outdoor prop boxes inside because of that problem with all of the direct sunlight, and then the moss in the prop box was drying out way too fast, so I don't recommend doing prop boxes outside unless you have a lot of filtered sunlight and it's not too hot outside. I don't know, I just wanted to experiment and try having prop boxes outside in the summertime because it's warm, and some plants like it outside in the summer, just not propagations. Next on the list is Tradescancia Albaflora albovitata. I think that's what it's called. I know it looks like so dead. It looks so dead, but I actually also chopped this one up the same way I did the Peperomia Owl Eye, and I put it in a prop box. And this one is just one leaf, one lonely leaf. It has other stems in there and roots, so we'll see if any of it grows back. But this is what's going on with the mother plant. It's all chopped up. I just really hope it does better because I've seen really pretty pictures of this on Instagram. They do like moisture. The watering is similar to a Syngonium, I would say. Maybe when they're halfway dry, it's time to water them. When this came in the mail, I got it from Plant Decor Shop. It was highly dehydrated. The tips were all crispy and brown, and it was not a pretty picture. I actually filmed an unboxing video with this one, but I don't know where the footage went. Maybe the SD card wasn't in my camera or something, but it kind of sucks that I didn't get footage of that. I just hope the cuttings of this plant survive, and we'll see how this goes. I don't know if I will buy it again if it doesn't survive, but we'll see. Alrighty, next up we have Aglaonema Lucky Red. So when I got this, it was 3 different plants in a 6-inch pot, and I put them all in their own separate, like 4-inch pots. It was kind of a bad idea. I lost a lot of leaves. But CJ still has his at work, and his is doing fine. I think it got 2 new leaves and 1 recently died off. It was an older leaf, so it's okay. I think that plant likes it at his work environment because it's doing better than this one is. Recently, I put 2 of the plants back together into the 4-inch pot. This is one plant right here. The single leaf was one part of the plant, and then these 3 leaves were the other part of the plant. So a lot of leaves died off. It's taking really long for these new leaves to harden off. As you can see, they're still like this light pink color, but they're supposed to be like a darker hot pink or like a reddish pink. As you can see, it's supposed to look like this, but it's been like a month and it still looks like this. So I'm a little bit concerned about it. I know that Chinese evergreen and Aglaonema are pretty slow growing, so I'm just gonna give it time, just be patient with it, and hopefully it makes a recovery and gets fuller. But yeah, patience is a virtue. Okay, the next plant I want to talk about is this Syngonium white butterfly. It's completely reverted. It doesn't even look like a white butterfly now. I don't even know what it looks like. It looks like a lighter version of the Syngonium Wendlandii. That's like the really hard to find one. I don't know, I guess it still has its own beauty. It's doing just fine in my bathroom near the window, but I kind of miss the white variegation on it. This is the reason why I wasn't sure if I could take care of Syngonium, because This one reverted so quickly. It might just be because I didn't give it enough sunlight. My bathroom doesn't have a lot of sunlight, so that might be why. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but it's still okay. It's still alive. I don't know if it's thriving, but it's alive. Man, Syngonium can be so difficult because if it gets too much sunlight, it gets these crispy edges. If it will focus. Yeah, it gets these crispy edges. But then when it doesn't get enough sunlight, it reverts and it doesn't have variegation anymore. So I'm still trying to figure them out. Maybe I just didn't give it enough bright indirect sunlight, but it's fine in my bathroom for now, I guess. Last but not least, we have my Sansevieria Moonshine or Justina Moonshine. This was a whole journey for me. It was doing so well until I repotted it in cactus and succulent soil. And I think that mixture was so well draining, it dried out so fast, and I didn't realize how dehydrated it was until it was kind of too late and the leaves got super wrinkled. Maybe you can see a little bit of the wrinkling from when it was dry and so dehydrated. It's doing better now. It still has those wrinkles on there, but the leaves feel a lot more plump than they did before. I thought I was gonna lose this guy, to be honest. I also think that I gave it a little bit too much sunlight because the leaves are supposed to be a light green color, like a minty white green kind of situation. But as you can see, these are pretty dark. It's a pretty dark emerald green kind of thing going on. And I like the lighter look of this plant. That's why I like the Moonshine. I put it in a shadier spot now and we'll see what happens. At least it has 2 pups, so I know it's doing okay, and there's like a little bit of growth at the bottom here. Right there, there's like a little spike. I just hope it does okay, and then I don't know if after it reverts its color to a darker green, if it's gonna become light green again. Maybe when it has another pup, it'll be lighter green in the correct conditions, but we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. I'm just glad it's doing better now. Next up, we have my Hoya Bella. I got this from Mickey's Plants. To be honest, Mickey's Plants is a little bit hit or miss. Their plant prices are really good, really cheap, but sometimes the plants aren't in the best condition, to be honest. Like this one has like these white splotches. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? But yeah, it's just not pretty. I don't know if it's like calcium buildup, salt buildup, something like that. It doesn't look good, to be honest. Right there. Can you see that right there? There are also yellow spots going on some of the leaves, and there's like sparseness going on. This trailing portion has these empty nodes. It's just not a cute look right now. I took some propagations off of this, so maybe I can propagate it and make some babies out of it, and hopefully it will be more healthy. But at least it's trailing. I refreshed the soil completely. You'll see that in a previous video of mine that I refreshed the soil. And I also noticed that when I was refreshing the soil, the roots weren't super established. So that might be why it's not doing well. It wasn't acclimating because the roots weren't really established yet. But I just hope it can make a recovery and do better for me, because like the leaves are so unique. Like it has this spade-like leaf to it. It's not my favorite one to look at right now, if I'm gonna be honest. I'll just keep an eye on it and see what happens. Maybe I'll update you guys on these plants in a future video, we'll see. But yeah, that's about it. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today, and I'll see you next week. Bye!